Hiya, I hope you're keeping well, and today I'm going to do a nice kind of cranberry smoky eye look. To save time, I've already prepped my skin and I've used the new Bobbi Brown vitamin enriched face base for the eyes that literally just came this morning, and I'm really excited to see how my makeup is going to go over it and hold over it, so I'll report back another day. But I'm going to just start with some CC cream all over my skin. So yeah, the Bobbi Vitamin Enriched Face Base, that is one of my favourite bases for makeup. It's a moisturiser that acts as a primer. It's kind of like the two built into one. But it's a really rich, buttery texture. So I'm really curious about how having something so rich on your eyes is going to hold the makeup. Because on one hand, I think we're all quite prone to dryness around the eyes, and if that area is hydrated, then it'll just help things like concealer to sit that bit more nicely, but I don't want my shadows to run away. So lovely warm day to test the theory. We'll soon see, won't we? Now I'm going in with some CC cream all over, and I'm just going to pat a little bit more, A, where I'm more prone to redness, and B, just kind of through the centre of the face because it is a hot day. Oh, do you know something? I've just thought while I am saying all of this, someone messaged me the other day and said, have I got any tips for keeping your makeup in place when it's sweaty? Because she does a very manual job. So perfect day to do a few sweaty makeup tips. What I would say is really focus on nailing the coverage in the centre of that face and getting some powder in place. I'm going to use a lot of Peaches products and Doll Beauty products today. Two of my favourite brands, and basically I'm going to go in with the Peaches translucent setting powder. I've been doing a big organise and reshuffle of my makeup and storage and things. And these, hilariously, some of my favourite things had been in these different drawers in my flat. And so I've only just got my hands on them again. So actually, I feel like of all the videos, you're probably only going to just start to see some of my favourite things now. But all the Doll Beauty stuff and Peaches stuff was together. So there'll be some nice pops of colour. Anyway, going in with the cranberry. What did I use last night? I'm going to use this shade here, and I took it on just a really big fluffy brush, which I haven't laid out for myself, which is a complete ball ache. Never mind. I'm going to take a superhero brush. I really kind of wanted to do... Oh, here it is. It's upside down. I'm going to take this. This is the Hourglass concealer brush. But basically, this shadow... In fact, before I start, I'm going to set that with some translucent powder, that eye area. This is going to just be a really simple, quite smudgy look that doesn't need to be absolutely perfect. And it blends quite well without a transition shade. So I'm going to go straight in using that red all over the lid, right into those inner corners. And I'm going to pat it on first and then buff it out. Now you can see I'm not being neat with this at all because I just want to get the product on there first. Funnily enough, Kate from Peaches the other day was asking me about these Natasha Denona palettes. We both really like them. Listen, the Natasha Denona palettes cost a fortune. There is no two ways about it. They are very expensive. And if you want a nice kind of cranberry shadow look, there are definitely other brands that will do you a gorgeous shadow, this kind of colour. However, the texture on the Natasha Denonas, I can't say I've tried anyone else with a similar texture. They're very buttery and they really just glide on. So yes, you need to remortgage the house for them. If it's something that you're thinking of treating yourself to, then brilliant, go for it. They're great quality, but you don't have to go for that particular palette. There are plenty of brilliant colours from other brands. The collection The Collection Bounce Back shadows are some of my favourites. They kind of feel like a cream to the touch, but they set like a powder, and they have loads of quite dual toned colours. They're absolutely gorgeous. I'd really recommend those. And like, I'd happily pick those over other brands that probably cost 5 times as much. But actually, speaking of Collection, I would say that's true for a lot of their products. I'm going in with the same pinky colour on a small, this is a Peaches PC07. So yeah, can't go wrong with a bit of Collection. Now I'm taking this all the way under as well, and I'm going to join these outer corners. Do you know what I would love for you to do if you watch this video and enjoy it? Do me a favour. Go and find an eyeshadow palette. Find a colour that you would never pick and just have a play with it and see what happens. Not that I'd never pick this. I love a bit like a pinky cranberry kind of colour. But I just haven't picked anything up like this in ages. And I did it last night and I thought I've really missed these kinds of colours. I'm going to use a Pixi, this is the Matte Mulberry pencil. These kinds of colours, I remember back when I used to work at Damascus, this was 2012. I used to work at the head office and commute from Birmingham. So I had all that time to do my makeup. And Nicola Chapman had done this like cranberry smoky eye look, a bit like this, with a purple pencil through the waterline. And I must have worn that same makeup for about 6 months on the trot. I just thought it was the best thing I'd ever seen. So I feel like because I exhausted it so much at that point, I haven't gravitated towards these colours in a while. There we go, lovely. A bit of liner on. The thing with these pinks, right, you're first looking at it and you think, oh gosh, do I want to, don't I want to? But they really make your eyes pop, and then it's worth the shock of having a bit of a different colour on. Okay, so from here, I'm going to take just a little MAC blending brush, and I'm going to take a little bit of loose pigment in Gypsy from Peaches. This is just kind of a high shimmer pigment. I did put a glitter on this last night and it looked amazing, but I feel like going more pinky today, whereas the glitter I put on it last night reflected light green. I'll do that. In fact, that is on my, I did a little reels of this makeup last night. I'm still coming to terms with Instagram reels when it's at home. So you can see the green glitter on that one. This is essentially pretty much the exact same makeup because all the things were just laid out ready. So minimal having to faff about choosing what I'm going to do. There we go, that's just given it a nice little pop and lift. Okay, so I'm going to move these brushes out of the way for fear of getting pink all over myself. Knowing me, I probably have already done that. And then from here, let me think what I want to do next. First of all, back to the sweaty makeup. I feel so warm. I'm actually just gonna, with a tissue, dab this down, and I feel like I want to build a tiny bit more coverage on my cheeks. I haven't built enough. I can just tell, looking at my cheeks there, that a bit of red is going to come through. Now, you know your own makeup and skin. You might not have to do this, but I know, having the redness that I do, and knowing the weather today and things like that, that's definitely just going to need a little bit of extra coverage in those cheeks because I want it to feel nice and flawless. There we go. That feels a bit more reassuring. Lovely. Now, how am I doing for time? I wonder will I be done in 15 minutes? One of my friends the other day uploaded a video that was longer than 15 minutes from her desktop. So I'm going to have a little experiment with that and see if I can make that work. Okay, I'm going to go in with the Beauty Gimme Sun Bronzer. This comes in a number of shades. This is the shade Light. One of the reasons I like this is it's completely matte. So if you are perhaps having a bit of an oilier day, or for example today, when I know that I'm likely to be a bit more sweaty, this isn't adding additional shimmer to what is already going to be a naturally shimmery day. Just going to take that right the way through those temples, along the forehead, down the cheeks, a little bit down the nose. I'm not actually going to use a separate blush, I don't think. So I'm kind of just going to use this to add a bit of shape. And then I'm going to go really simple with my brows. I'm just going to use the clear brow gel from Blink London. But I actually think, let me just see, I'm going in with, this is, you can create your own palettes at MAC. I said this to someone the other day. I feel like this is a real untapped resource. Rather than being stuck with a palette with colours that you're not going to use, you can just build your own little bits. So, going in with a bit of cream colour base in Hush. Again, this formula comes in lots of different colours. You can choose the right one for you, but it just looks like peachy, creamy, lovely skin. I mean, I've kind of gone over the pink there with that, but we'll live, won't we? I mean, I'm making that worse, so let's just forget I even went to that brow area. Yeah, I'm just going to quit while I'm ahead there. 2.5 minutes. Right, what I'm going to do then is, so that I've near enough finished, I'll do my lips first, and then I will come back and do my mascara, because I feel like you can still see what this makeup is looking like, whether I finish my mascara or not. Hopefully you'd agree with that. And then, so I'm going to use a Peaches liner and a Doll Beauty lippy. I'm not just saying it because I've got them all to hand, but like they go so well together, all of these products. I'd have a little look at both brands. They're both founded by lovely girls in the north. Really, really lovely, lovely girls. I've got so much to say about both brands that I feel like that warrants a separate video or something, but just do check them both out if you haven't already. So this is liner in Feline. Oh. And then, I don't know what I've done with my lippy now after that big rigmarole of going on about it. So I'm just going to take some Peaches lip gloss in Sisterhood. That's a bit lighter than I was hoping for actually, so not to worry. I'm going to pat that down and I'll buff a bit of lippy over that. Even that feels nice and soft now actually. And then while I'm wrapping up, I'm just going to finish with a bit of, this is the MAC in Extreme Dimension mascara. But I hope you have a lovely weekend. Do have a little play with a colour that maybe you haven't used in a while, or something that feels a bit bright for you, and let me know how you get on. I hope you have a lovely bit of time in the sun, and I'll look forward to seeing you again very soon.